And he is
Oh,
like the sweetest thing ever. But his name's
so
Joey,
cute.
and we have had snow all day and rain, and so he's just a little bit energetic right now.
Wants
Because,
to go out
yeah,
and play.
Oh,
we want to go play, but he gets soaking wet because it is raining so hard right now. And anyway, yeah,
Oh, so cute.
but he is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm so happy for
and
you.
snow's coming my way.
I just have been like, when I'm complaining about one puppy, Janice got what? How many? Four.
4. So I'm taking care of 5 dogs right now.
Yeah, it's a
So,
lot.
oh,
Old.
So
but they're
I
so
just don't want to
cute.
put him in his kennel, but I don't want any accidents either. So,
Yeah, got it. Casey,
but
did
I
you
would
ask how old?
Yeah.
he will be 4 months on the 8th, but I just got him
Oh,
last week.
So
Yeah.
fun.
So,
So
that
fun.
but
dog.
I was like, okay, I'll just do the recording, but it's 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and I love 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
I know, it's so good. Yeah.
So
Ha-
anyway,
Um, you know what though? Whoa, you're here because of 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I changed
oh,
it last minute.
you're lucky I like
Yes,
you.
because I know I said that in the last recording, didn't I? Dang it. That was my plan because
Uh-huh.
I like want you guys to do that so much. But then I'm looking up at my notes, but as I started planning it, I'm like, no, this other like meditation kept coming through. And I was like, you can't
Okay.
really meditate to 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. You can, it's just would be more broken up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna hate me if we do a meditation instead of 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃?
No, I'm not gonna hate you. I need it all, so I'll take the meditation too.
I'm pretty sure, I hate to say this now before I go changing things again, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 next week. That's more bribery for you to be here in person.
Right. Okay. I'll adjust the running schedule next week. That's like Sundays at 9 are just
I'm
it's good.
so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's a running partner, and anyway, so we're
Have
good.
your running partner come breathe with us and then go running, or go
Then go
earlier
running.
and then breathe after.
There we go.
Go.
Or just get my butt out of bed earlier and get the run done before that.
Yeah, see, it's all doable.
Mhm.
Looks like we have Brinley logging in. I knew, I was like, do we get started or do we wait one more minute till other people show up? But we've got
Well, so
Brinley.
here's a question. If we're meditating, are we gonna be laying down, sitting up? What are we gonna do?
You can do it either way. This one, this one could totally be doing sitting up. I think it's more relaxing to do laying down, but totally up to you. If you're one like me that falls asleep every time you lay down to a meditation, sit up. But if you don't think you'll fall asleep, lay down.
Okay. Okay. Then I might go rearrange where I'm at, but that's okay.
Yeah. If you want to do that now while we wait for like maybe one more minute and then we'll get started.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Brinley. She says video's off, but she's here. Yay! So happy to have you. Okay, we'll give it one more second. Well, no, let's one more second till we get Merlin back, and then we'll go ahead and get started, see if anyone else pops on. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on with the changing of time schedule. So thank you for being patient with me. I will not do that anymore. I really believe in consistency, but I was like, oh, how do I say no to this opportunity? So thank you. Thank you.
You don't.
Yeah.
I'll say no to that.
I know, right? Yeah. It was just crazy, the timing too. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just do it from the road. But the flight, it's a little hard to Zoom on an airplane. Seeing how the Wi-Fi is never predictable. So, all right. So questions. Did you guys, I have questions for you guys. So the people that were not here last week, so Brinley and Merlin, were you guys able to watch the recordings yet?
Yep.
I know
I did.
Merlin was because she knew about the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Sorry. Yeah. Brinley, were you able to? And she might be double tasking right now, so I don't know if she'll be able to reply, but I'm still going to ask just in case. Yeah, nope, she hasn't yet. Okay, so if you have time, try to do the recordings. If not, I'm just super glad that you are here. So happy that you're here with us live today. And Casey, So I guess
Yeah.
you guys, the ones that have watched the recording or were here, I kind of gave some homework, right? So before we talk about that homework, I want all of us to just do 4 big expansive breaths, because homework can be stressful. Joy work isn't, though. So let's take 4 really big breaths where you're just really expanding your chest, expanding your belly. There's no right or wrong here. Just do whatever you need to do to just really expand. In through your nose, in through your mouth, whatever's comfortable for you. Just try to stretch your chest. Try to stretch your belly. Good. So the homework was to notice how it's like even my mood changes after we do the breaths. It's like da da da, and I'm like, ah. So the homework was to do some diaphragmic breathing. How did that go for everyone? Were you guys able to practice some diaphragmic breaths each day?
Yes.
Awesome. Did you notice any differences or shifts when you put more focus on that?
I feel like I get lightheaded every once in a while. Not all the time, but from time to time, I do get lightheaded.
If you're doing like a bunch in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just keep on going, and just in my mind, I just think, calm.
Yep.
That's it. That's what I say, and just keep on rolling with it. So yes.
Yeah. Good. That's perfect. It's perfect. Did you guys? So Brinley says, even without the recording, she actually has been practicing the breathing. And I think I need to open my chat so I can see her messages a little better. How do I do that? Chat, there it is. She said it's actually been so great, and she actually noticed she was tender the first couple days. So that's actually true, you guys. If you guys are doing changing up the way you're breathing, it is going to use new muscles and shift the kind of even the way your organs are sitting in your body. And so you will be more tender and maybe have some sore muscles for the first couple of days. So thanks for pointing that out. I love that. Part of my response or my question was also if you would use that breath and then knowing that that's the correct way to breathe, if you notice different parts of your day that shifted you out of that breath. So Brinley says she was using it consciously during yoga. And so that's a really good example is like when you're having to do something where you have to pay attention, like a yoga pose, it's a different movement, you're having to pay attention. We naturally will sometimes hold our breath. And so she was saying she would consciously try to do those diaphragmic breaths during her yoga to make sure she didn't shift it out of, into something that was an unhealthy breath. Is there any things that you guys noticed that through the week that shifted you out of that diaphragmic breath?
So I noticed it when I started breath work. So not just this week, but I have I work for a chiropractor a little bit each week, and I worked for him when I was going through my divorce, and then I haven't worked with him for a while, and I've gone back the last 8 months or so. But what I've noticed is that when I am sitting there, I will hold my breath, and I've noticed that I will hear my brain say, you need to breathe. And I do a lot of popping up in the right side of my, like just under my clavicle when I'm there, because I am breathing up into my shoulders, but there's a lot of popping that happens. And I've just the last couple months been very, very aware of that. And just because being in that environment, there's some trauma trigger things that go on. And so being able to be consciously aware of that and to be able to change my breathing back into the correct patterns.
That's awesome that you caught that and noticed that. So you were saying that the popping under your clavicle, that was before you started adding the breath?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, it was before. And it was just because I was breathing so much up in here. Yep. when I would finally breathe, but I was holding my breath so much. But yeah.
Yeah, good things to notice when you kind of get stressed, where you shift that breath. Cool. Casey, did you have anything that you noticed?
Well, like you and I talked the other day, I noticed it probably when I'm working on somebody, not necessarily when I'm doing a foot zone, because I feel like when I'm doing a foot zone, maybe I'm a little more consciously aware. But when I do a face zone, I'm in a totally different energetic type thing. So I am like Merlin, where I hold my breath, and it's just because I don't know why, to be honest with you. It's like when I'm coloring or doing art, I'm the same way. I noticed I hold my breath with my tongue out sometimes, that it's just like, why do I do that? So I feel like I've noticed where it's like, don't hold your breath. Like, so I've tried to be more consciously aware of just breathing in my nose in and out, where before, you know, I was aware I was more of a mouth breather. So maybe that's why I'm over somebody's head. I hold my breath. But yes, in that environment is where I'm very consciously aware.
Nice. Yeah, that's with like art and the face zoning. It could be like when you're doing detailed work, it's pretty common to like focus in and you're like, I can't breathe. I got to really focus. But
I close my eyes a lot. That is another thing. When I'm doing a face zone, a lot of times I am closing my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the two of them, I'm like,
only one sense, just your hands only, no breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
No eyes. Yeah. So, just if you doing energy work that you do, if you will try to consciously, it sounds like you just did, but consciously breathe through the energy work, I've found that my sessions are stronger, because breath is life force energy. So if you can involve that energy work with the breath, so not only just having your clients breathe, but you also breathing. I have, a friend that I was doing Reiki, but she didn't know what Reiki was. And she just knew I do breath work. And so, cause that's, my big like love. And so I'm like, we'll do some breath work on you. No, I said, let me like work on you. And so she thought that's what breath work was, because she heard me breathing kind of with each thing I was doing. I was doing big breaths, and it's like I move things with my breath. And she's like, oh, she's like, so breath work is for when you breathe too, not just me? I'm like, well, kind of, yeah. Because anyway, I just think that's where, it's almost everyone on this live call here does energy work. Be conscious of that and start noticing how you can move energy with your breath. So make sure you don't hold it.
Yeah.
So I love that. Okay. So my thoughts with the holidays is noticing where we are holding our breath with the holiday season. If there's, big events coming up and you're, trying to get things ready for it or anything like that. Or if someone mentions something they want you to do, since last time we talked about expectations, if someone mentions something you want you to do, like, what does your breath do when that's mentioned? Are you holding your breath, or do you get like an excited breath? Like, yeah, then that's your sign, whether you are excited about it and it's going to bring you joy, or if it's going to kind of weigh you down. So, my homework for you guys last time was, if there's anything that did feel uncomfortable to your breath, it did shift your breath, are you able to let it go? So did anyone find something that they could kind of let go this season to make their expectations more towards joy instead of stress? Casey's nodding. So Casey, tell us, do you mind sharing with us what you let go?
Well, after my breath or Sunday that night, which would have been Monday at 3 a.m., I kind of woke up, because that's what I do. And I went out and I journaled. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, what is it that's giving me stress right now in this moment for right now? And normally I've always done like the craft circuit and made a lot of stuff for last few years I've made wreaths. I've had people contact me about making wreaths. And so that pressure of making stuff where I have to hurry and decorate my house because I've got a lot this time to make all this stuff. And I would use that money as Christmas money, right? So then you have the other pressure of that. So I've done that for so many years that I'm like, yeah, that in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So I emailed everybody that contacted me and said, you know, at this year, I'm not going to do it. And so I'm not doing it. And I feel freaking great about it.
Awesome. That's so great.
Yeah. I mean, where I just put the pressure of that, and I never shop early as I did this year. And I started early this year. So yeah, no, that was a huge thing for me.
That is huge. That's great. You know, from things simple or big, it's like, that's a big one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Merlin, did you have time to kind of think that through?
Mine's been a little bit different because I feel like before last week, I already let go of a lot of expectations for this year. But so what I found was just being okay with letting those expectations go, because, or not me being okay, but being okay with what other people thought about what I was doing. So the expectation from other people. So like this will be the third year that I haven't had my kids for Christmas. And so this year I decided that I wasn't going to put up a Christmas tree. And I'm okay with that. Now, if my mom comes to my house, is my mom okay with that? No. But I'm okay with that because having that tree there, and then it's just a physical reminder of the other things that aren't. And I've been okay. Like usually my tree's up the middle of November and it hasn't affected me, but this week just being like, as things are getting closer and knowing that there's going to be things that are said, that I'm okay with the decisions that I've made.
Yeah, I love that. And that's perfect, because when that's so much of our expectations are less on ourselves, but what other people think. And we're holding this like bar so high based on what we think other people think. And most of the time they don't care as much as we expect them to too. So anyway, I love that. Good job, Merlin. Thank you. And then Brinley, if you type things in, if you want to share. So really good. Letting go and just letting it be with what feels right here. And when I say here, not just your heart, but I love that you guys are noticing the shift in the breath as well, and what things are talking to us, because our breath really does talk to us and let us know what will bring us joy. And that's what we want these next 6 weeks, right? Or 5 weeks now. So, okay. Let's see what else. So I want to teach you guys this receptive breath. It's very simple. We already learned the correct way to breathe into our diaphragm. And so we're going to be doing that same type of breath through our nose, but this one I call a receptive breath, because you're going to go breathe in through your nose, really filling up that diaphragm, just like we already learned. And then we're going to pause and kind of hold it there for a minute. And I call this a receptive breath because you kind of breathe in something to see if it fits and aligns with your body, because everything has a vibration, even if it's an idea or a thought, right? And so as I talk about these things that come up in the session plus the next 4 sessions, I want you to breathe in, do a receptive breath, and see if that aligns with you. It's like everything I say is not full truth for you, right? Like you get to decide if it fits with you and aligns with you. And so I want you to do this receptive breath to try it on. And then whatever doesn't align, you exhale with your mouth. If it does align, you're like, ooh, I like that, I want to keep it. Then you just kind of do like a really soft exhale that kind of keeps it in. So keeping your mouth closed. You probably couldn't see that I breathed out really slow there. So does that make sense? So you're going to breathe in through your nose, just kind of as you're breathing in, welcoming whatever thought or idea that I bring up, and then hold it there for a second, see how your body feels with that energy, and then either breathe it out if you don't like it through your mouth and just let it go. You're like, nope, that's not for me, and that's fine. Or if you do like it, breathe it out through your nose, just kind of keeping whatever you want for yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and do just maybe 2 of those, and I'm going to give you something to receive on each one. So I hadn't thought about what I wanted to do as our practice. We'll just not even do the practice, move right on. So I'm going to have you breathe in, like I explained, on self-care, just the idea of self-care. Breathe in big through your nose, kind of hold it, think about that energy of self-care. And if you want to keep some of that, go ahead and just breathe out softly through your nose, the oxygen, or the carbon dioxide, I should say. And if there's any part of that, you're like, just breathe it out through your mouth if it doesn't fit. Good. So what do you guys think of when you think of self-care? With each thing, I want you guys to kind of join me. I'll throw out some ideas too. Brinley, if you want to type them in as other people are talking, and I'll say them for you. But just anything when you think of self-care, say it out loud, and we're going to see and breathe it in and see if that's self-care for us, for each individual, okay? Does anyone have an idea they want to pop out?
A hot bath.
Ooh, a hot bath. So we're going to breathe in a hot bath. Is that self-care for you? Nice. And Brinley says boundaries. Breathe in boundaries. Receptive breath on boundaries. Breathe it out if it doesn't quite align. Bubble baths. I'm going to kind of go through them quick so we don't spend too long. A walk in nature. Journaling. I know for some of my clients on journaling, they'd go, don't like that one, let it back out, because they process things differently, but everything's different, right? For me, I keep some of that journaling. I like that. A nap. Anyone else have any ideas of things that are self-care?
Foot zone.
A foot zone. Breathe that one in. Doing the dishes. So see, that one didn't align with everyone, and I love that. I just purposely threw one in that maybe wouldn't. So can you guys feel that, what I call the receptive breath, where you kind of breathe it in and just see how it feels with you, and then you get to keep whatever you like and let go whatever you don't? Yeah, so I want us to keep kind of doing that throughout this course, because like I said, everything you learn, you get to decide if that's for you or if you get to let it go, right? Because just like we talked about expectations last week, it's like if I say, oh, you got to wrap all the presents, it's like, well, maybe I don't want to wrap presents. That actually doesn't align for me. That doesn't bring me joy. But for someone else, like my sisters, they love to make, it's like art to them, and they make them super cute, and it's like one of their favorite things about Christmas. So for me, I'm like, yeah, that's going to go in a bag. And so we get to breathe in what aligns for us and brings us the most joy, and being conscious of that throughout the season and really life in general, because I feel like we listed a bunch of self-care things, but making sure we know what aligns with us is one of the first steps of self-care. Wouldn't you agree with that? Yeah. So often we think of self-care as these, you know, things that we do on the side to bring us back to calm after maybe some stress, like taking a hot bath. For me, it's like, I don't do that all the time, but when I do, it feels so great. And so those are kind of the things of self-care, but there's also things of self-care like just our normal routines that make sure that we're healthy and happy day to day. I'm going to make my dog be quiet for a minute. Hold on a second. Ellie, come on. Okay, so sorry. You guys are so patient. I thought I had locked her up. Anyway, so we're good. So for you guys, let's think of some things that are not just not quite pampering things, but things that we could do to take care of ourselves every day type of things. Does anyone have any ideas that we can list? So like
go for a walk.
Yeah, keeping movement into your daily routine. Perfect. I love that.
Make your bed.
Making your bed. Yeah. Like I'm gonna have to breathe that one in. Sometimes. But for, you know, like there's times when it helps bring me more clear because my room's nice and clean. So that is self-care for me sometimes, unless I'm in a hurry. Love that. Okay. What about like the food we eat, right? The way we breathe. Anyone else have any ideas?
I think even sometimes it's getting yourself dressed.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I actually on my list have like good hygiene, you know, just like making sure sometimes it's like, are we taking the time to take a shower to make so we feel good about ourselves? Putting on clothes instead of wearing jammies all day. Also knowing when to let those things go is also self-care. Like today I'm going to lay in my jammies all day and that's okay too. I love that. Perfect. Okay, so you guys kind of get the idea of all of that. So I wanted to just point out the two different types of self-care because often our minds go straight to like going and getting a massage or, you know, take yourself on a trip, but there's just the little day-to-day things as well. Okay, so did you guys have time to print this out? If you didn't, you can just use a piece of paper and a pen. Can you see it? Can you see that, Casey?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you already have it printed out, go ahead and grab it. But before we move on to our breath meditation, I wanted to do this little activity. And if you do not have this printed out, then you can just use a piece of paper and a pen. And just at the very top of that piece of paper, you're going to write self-care across the top. And then I'm going to put this in the chat in case anyone needs to come back to it. But in the circle, we have 8 different wheels or like spokes of the circle. This is really bad camera. Hopefully you guys can see that. But there's basically you're going to draw a big circle. And around the outside of the circle, I want you to write these things. Physical, psychological, wow, the spelling. Physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual, recreational, personal, professional, and finance. I feel like I should say financial because everything else had a sh at the end. Okay, so put those 8 things around the outside of the circle, and then I want you to just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in each area. How well are you taking care of yourself in each of those areas? You can kind of do like on this circle, you can see there's the 10 lines. Boop, 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 boop. There's 10 lines. I want you to just put a dot in the line that you are on. So right here, you can see it there. So if you're only like a 3 out of 10 on emotional, then you'd put your dot here. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm taking care of myself so great, you put it clear up here. Okay. So each section, put a dot or a star or whatever you want to draw on the area or on the number that you take care of yourself. And while you do that, I'm going to turn on some music for your thinking minds. Can you guys hear that music now? It's kind of soft music. Okay. We'll need it later, so I just wanted to get it queued up. Okay, can you hear me still good over the music, or should I turn the music down? Turn it up, or it's good? It's good, okay. All right, let me know when you guys are done filling out your numbers, scale of 1 to 10. Okay, we almost done? Yeah. Okay, so now that you've got your dots drawn, we're going to draw a line from dot to dot. Okay, so you can see I've got the dots where they correspond. And then you're just going to draw lines connecting them like that. So everybody's shape is going to look different because you're just connecting the lines, almost drawing a circle around your dots. You'll notice that, in life we want, this is like really the wheel of life. So the wheel of self-care, to be able to feel good and to really thrive in life, we've got to be able to take care of ourselves. And especially during the holiday season, because of emotions that come up and the busyness of it and the connections and all of relationships, there's so much that goes into it. It's important that we're taking care of ourselves so that we can have that joy. And so if this is our wheel of life and our wheel of self-care, we want it to spin smoothly. And so we want things to be balanced. And if we are not balanced, then can you imagine my wheel shaped like this going down the road? It'd be like, you know, it's not going to move very smoothly. It's going to be clunky. It's going to be painful because I'm a little bit out of balance, right? So that's why I like doing this with the self-care, because if we just do bubble bath for our self-care, it's really not going to help life that much, right? But if we can make sure we're taking care of all areas of life for ourselves, you know, making sure we put ourselves first in those areas, then our wheel's going to turn smoothly. It's going to roll down the holiday, you know, singing Christmas carols. So that's why we do this. So was your guys's like perfectly smooth? Was yours better than mine?
Of course.
You're like, actually, it was perfect. Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Mine looks like a star.
Well,
Yeah.
perfect for Christmas. This is perfect.
Up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So just in case anyone watching this later, no, stars, we do want them all round, right? So now at the end of this, when we're done, when you're on your own time, your homework is going to be write in these lines some ideas that you can do for yourself, even if it's one idea that you can do to bring yourself to a 10 on those, then on each individual one. Or if you're already on a 10 on one, then you don't need to write anything, right? But if, let's say, financial, it's like it's a 0, it's like, okay, maybe I'll create a budget for how I'm going to spend my Christmas money or gifts, or you know what I mean? So just give yourself any ideas. I truly believe that you guys have your own answers, so I'm not even going to give you your answers here. And as we continue to do this meditation, I think some of those answers will come to you. So I'm not going to have you put those answers in now. This is for after, okay? Because you might have some clarity after we do our breath meditation here in a minute. And also be okay not knowing. If you don't have an answer for one, just sit with it for the next 3 days. We always have that 3 days of integration. An answer might come to you over the next 3 days as you continue to just kind of integrate your learnings from this breath meditation, okay? So that being said, I want us to get really comfy. We're going to go ahead and start the breath. This one you can do, like I said earlier, you can do it sitting up to help you stay awake, or you can do it laying down to get comfy, whatever is best for you. And I'll explain what we're doing pretty clearly, so hopefully you don't have to look at me too much. We're gonna start with box breathing. So we're gonna basically do just a few minutes of a visualization breath and very conscious on how long we're breathing in, out, and everything. And then after that is when we'll just go into a relaxed circular breath. There's no push on this one like last week where we were kind of really trying to bring in the sympathetic nervous system. This one, we're just going to be doing it nice and calm through our nose. So, but I'll explain that again once we get the meditation started. So for right now, what I want you to do is just close your eyes and relax. And we're going to do what is called box breathing. And box breathing, we're going to take an inhale in. And as we inhale, we're going to literally visualize a light with our eyes closed. We're going to visualize a light. And then that light is moving almost like one of those laser beams that you like, those pens that point a laser. Envision just like a white or yellow light that has a little laser, and you're drawing with your eyes that laser moving up one side of a box, of a square. And it's going to go up as you inhale. And as you are, after the inhale, you're going to pause and just hold that inhale in as you envision that line moving across the top of the box. And then we're going to exhale, envisioning that line moving down the box. And then we're going to hold as it finishes that last line of the square. So does that make sense to everyone? Put a thumb up if that makes sense. Maybe you've already done box breathing, but okay. So let's go ahead and just start taking in a big, nice, slow breath for 6 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty long. Now hold it for 6 as you draw that line across. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then hold that exhale. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that was our first square. Now that you understand what we're going to be doing, now you can, envision that light. So let's keep going. Breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Visualizing that light moving up. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding. Over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold that exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold that inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold that exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make that hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice slow inhale through the nose. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding that exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. We're going to do this a couple more times. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold that inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding that exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last box. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale it nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold that last exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. And I want you to just now switch your breath to just inhaling naturally through the nose, naturally exhaling through the nose, nice and slow. Just in out. Okay, so you can, if you want to include some holds in there like we just did, you're welcome to, but you do not have to. As I can turn on the music, you can just breathe. I just want you to be very conscious of your breath, and no matter what, do big inhales, big slow exhales, big slow inhales, big slow exhales. Okay, and then I'm just going to have you visualize some things while we do it. So keeping your eyes closed. Taking that nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to just release any tension or stress that you were holding with the counting, or any tension and stress that you've been holding on to this week. Just allow yourself to be fully present. Continuing that breath, I want you to just imagine yourself in a beautiful place, a sanctuary just for you. Picture yourself surrounded by nature, or the feeling of warmth on your the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe you can even hear the gentle sounds of birds chirping. They're off in the distance. Just take a moment here to fully immerse yourself in that tranquil environment, using all 5 senses. What's that sanctuary like for you? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? Even what does it feel like? Fully immersing yourself in that sanctuary that's just for you. Continuing that breath and the relaxation that it brings. Inhale deeply, allowing your breath to fill your lungs, and then just exhaling slowly. Releasing any worries or distractions. You're in your beautiful sanctuary. Allowing each breath you breathe to help you feel a sense of calmness and serenity washing over you. Continuing that breath, and introduce this concept to your mind of self-care. Visualize a radiant, glowing light at the center of your being. So at the core of you, you have this beautiful glowing light. That light represents your self-care and the love and attention that you deserve. How does that light feel? How big is it? What temperature is it? As you breathe in, I want you to just imagine that light growing and getting warmer. Inhaling and expanding that golden light that's right at your core. As you exhale, exhale anything that seems to be blocking that light. Breathing in expansion and love for yourself. Exhaling anything that gets in the way of that. With each breath, it grows a little more as you make room for it with the exhales. You can feel that light radiating through your entire body. It's filling every cell and fiber of your body. You can feel its warmth and your comfort. Keep breathing it in, letting it expand even more and more. Recognizing the importance of self-care in your life. Knowing that it's not selfish, but it's actually necessary for your overall well-being. Allowing yourself to embody the actions and the time to take care of yourself truly. Continue that breath calmly through the nose, expanding, exhaling through the nose, letting anything that gets in the way of that growth and expansion of self-care light. I want you to repeat these things to yourself. You can either say it out loud or you can say it in your mind, but you're talking to you. I am worthy of self-care. I deserve to prioritize my needs and well-being. I am worthy of self-care, and I deserve to prioritize my needs and well-being. I am worthy of self-care, and I deserve to prioritize my needs and well-being. Breathe that in, exhaling anything that wants to block it. That receptive breath. Trying it on. I am capable of finding balance in my life, making time for self-care and special moments. I am capable of finding balance in my life. Making time for self-care and special moments. Breathing it in. Receiving that. I am capable of finding balance in my life and making time for self-care and special moments. Continuing that breath. I am committed to nurturing and loving myself. I am committed to nurturing and loving myself. Breathing it in, trying it on, exhaling what gets in the way. I am committed to nurturing and loving myself. Continuing these receptive breaths, I want to just give you a moment to just keep on breathing those in, focusing on any that you want to keep repeating to yourself. Allowing those affirmations to sink deeply into your subconscious mind and reinforcing your belief in the importance of taking care of you. Noticing how your body feels. I want you to now visualize your daily routine. Continuing that breath, nice and relaxing, but deep and slow. Visualize your daily routine. See yourself going through the activities of your day and notice where you can incorporate self-care, what your higher self is desiring and needing to be able to thrive and to find joy. Imagine those specific moments for yourself that your higher self is calling for. I won't give you any ideas. I want you to just see what pops up. And whatever pops up, really imagine yourself going through those steps, where it fits in your day, how it feels, what you'll do, or just how you'll be. continuing those big, slow breaths, deep expansion. How does your body feel now? How does your mind and soul feel now that you've envisioned giving it what it truly needs? Does your body melt into trust because you listened to what it needed? Does your body feel loose as you pampered it with maybe some sort of stretching or gentle movement, whatever it was? Does your full soul feel rested? Does your stomach feel light and ease from giving it what it needs? Do you feel healthy and full of energy coursing through your body? Take a moment to fully feel the sensations that your body feels when you imagine giving it what it really needed. Whether it's body, soul, spirit, spiritual, whatever level of self-care, just notice what your physical body did. And really just lean into that. Now, as you continue that breath, deep, expansive, slow breaths, I want you to now visualize your loved ones and the looseness in their bodies as they witness your example of self-care. Witness the looseness in their bodies as they follow your example and take care of themselves as well. How do they respond when they realize they don't have to hold everything up and that they get to put down the expectations and to really take care of themselves? You can notice their nervous system unwinding as they feel permission to do what is best for them. As they take care of themselves in a loving manner. Witness the lightness in their thoughts as they follow your example to honor their own needs and joy. Taking a big, powerful, deep breath, filling your lungs fully, belly and chest. And feel a sense of empowerment as you recognize that you have the ability to create space for self-care in your life. Trust that by doing so, you will not only enhance your overall well-being, but find more fulfillment and happiness in each day. Bringing the awareness back to your breath. Take in a big, deep, deep, deep breath. Big, huge, huge breath, and hold it. We're just going to hold it as long as you can. Those lungs are chock full of air, and you're just holding it as long as you can, letting your mind go wherever it needs to go. Holding it as long as you can. And when you finally do exhale, allow yourself to return to the present moment, feeling refreshed, rejuvenated. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and carry this sense of self-care with you, making a commitment to prioritize your well-being in your day-to-day life. Remembering that self-care is an ongoing practice, and you have the power to create and fill moment to moment with self-care and love. And when you're ready, you can sit back up.
Did I snore?
I didn't hear anything. Did you fall asleep?
I don't know what happened, but not sleep, but just in a very deep state. That's all I know, where I kind of like, it happened to me last week too.
Yeah, the breath will do that.
But then I consciously think, oh God, did I just snore? You know, or is that just me being in such a deep little state? I like it.
Yeah, yeah, it's peaceful there, isn't it?
Right.
How are you feeling now?
Great.
Good. Good. How is the breath? Just doing that, just slow, conscious breath.
I love it.
Awesome.
I just love it.
Lynn's just like snuggled up now. I'm just so happy right now.
I'm like, I just want to stay in there a little bit longer.
Oh, we should have kept going.
That's all right. I can do it on my own.
Yes. You've got that video recorded. You can, once I email it to you, you can do it again. Just remembering that importance of self-care. And what I was wanting to do there is just kind of getting you into that parasympathetic state of the nervous system where you can receive and embody, feel in your body what it's like to take care of yourself. And once you've felt that, even if just in meditation, then it's easier to incorporate into your daily life. And so that's why we do some of those breath visualization meditations, just to really feel and bring it on a cellular level to our body, what that feels like. So that's kind of it for today. I want to leave you guys nice and calm. So when you have time and wake up from your dreamy state, write in some ideas, whatever came to you during that meditation, something popped into your head, go ahead and write it on the list. And then your homework is to just try adding it in. Okay. And I don't want it to be a stressful, like, oh my gosh, I've got to add all these things into my life. Make sure it's feeling good and it's like, oh, I get to do this and it's going to help me find more joy. Okay. Okay. That's it. Any questions before you guys go? No? Okay. Love it. Feel good. Have a beautiful evening. Thanks for being here. And message me if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next week. Mwah.
Thank you.
so much. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye.